A dual circuit brake system generally consists of a minimum of 3 reservoirs: the supply reservoir, the front axle service reservoir, and the rear axle service reservoir. The service reservoirs supply both the front and rear axle brake circuits. Air from the supply reservoir flows through single check valves to fill, protect, and separate the service reservoirs from each other. The Bendix SC1 single check valve allows air to flow in one direction only. The Bendix SC1 consists of a supply inlet port, inlet valve, spring, valve seat, and delivery port. Supply reservoir air pressure overcomes a light spring force to move the valve off its seat, allowing air to pass through the valve into the service reservoir. If the supply reservoir air pressure is lowered for any reason, the check valve closes and prevents service reservoir air from flowing back into the supply reservoir. As required by federal regulation, braking pressure for each service reservoir is registered on a dash-mounted air pressure gauge or gauges. A low-pressure indicator switch, such as the Bendix LP3, is installed on both service reservoirs. Also required by regulation, the LP3 activates a visual warning, generally a dash-mounted warning light and a buzzer. When reservoir pressure falls below a safe minimum, typically 60 psi, electrical contacts in the low-pressure indicator switch close. They remain closed until reservoir pressure rises approximately 15 psi above its safe minimum setting. In addition to providing a place to store air, the reservoirs also serve as a collection point for contaminants produced during air compression, such as water from the air and oil from the compressor. Oil, water, and vapor are contained in the hot pressurized air from the compressor. When cooled in the air lines and reservoirs, these contaminants condense and collect in the bottom of the reservoirs. Removal of these harmful contaminants is essential to ensuring proper valve operation. This is most easily accomplished using a simple drain cock, which when opened permits air pressure along with contaminants in the bottom of the reservoir to be expelled. The check valves and low-pressure indicator can be tested by observing the reaction of the dash gauges and low-pressure warning device as air is drained from individual reservoirs using the drain cocks. It should be noted that some vehicle manufacturers install a single low-pressure switch located on the supply reservoir rather than one on each service reservoir.